morning and welcome to the VSA Morning Miner. It's Friday, the 30th of January. Paul, how are you today?
All right, thank you. All right, and at least a bit of sunshine here for a little while.
Yeah, and coming off the back of a very volatile day of trading in precious metals, gold was uh, down yesterday, then it was up, and then we've woken up to quite a sharp pullback in both gold and silver, still holding above 5,000. But certainly a lot of volatility um, in the gold market, which is no real surprise after such a sharp run up. But obviously, a lot of structural factors which have been driving this high as well. So, not necessarily a huge amount of selling should this start to pick up pace. Um, Paul, what have we got in terms of news today?
We've got a couple pieces of news out from VSA clients. First of all, we have news out from Midnight Sun on a drilling update on their copper drilling program in Zambia on their Dumwa project. Continuing to make very good progress there. Assay results this time being reported on 28 holes of 5,247 meters. Some representative assays: 0.89% copper over 25 meters, 0.46% copper over 50 meters, 0.48% copper over 22 meters. These are all relatively shallow intervals. And this drilling is, or assay results now demonstrate that on this 100 by 200 meter drilling center program they're doing out there at Dumwa, proving to be highly effective and cost effective in order to define the scope and scale of this mineralization. Strike length is now exceeds 3.6 kilometers of copper mineralization and still drilling at this point.
Yeah, it's well worth having a look at the news release. Some of the images, in particular the soil anomaly data, and with the overlaying drilling showing you how far the company has got with its program so far and how well that correlates with the soil anomaly. It just shows you how big this system is and what they're trying to prove. Already, 3.5 kilometers of copper mineralization, um, with a width of sort of 500 meters and depths from surface to 200 to 250 meters. This is already a very sizable copper project, and very good grades for something so shallow. It will not be expensive to mine. Um, Also, news out from G Silverpool.
Yes, that's right. They gave us a press release on their 2026 drilling plans across their five mining projects in Mexico. They plan to put in across the five of them over 75,000 meters of drilling this year, both infill drilling and exploration drilling. And it's designed to expand known mineralization through step outs as well as testing some new targets. Uh, Most of that is going to go in at Bolañitos, I think, with the remainder to go in at the other four properties, Bolañitos being the one which they consolidated most recently. It's also the mine which produced the most individual mineralization at this point for 2025, producing 600,000 ounces of silver and 15,000 ounces of gold. Consolidated production otherwise came in at 1.2 million ounces of silver and 10,000 ounces of gold, with 2.8 million pounds lead and 3.4 million pounds zinc across the other four operations in total. These drilling programs for 2026, particularly the infill drilling, will represent absolutely huge amounts of increases in total meters drilled over both 2024 and 2025. So the numbers we're seeing not only at G Silver but throughout the world now, as far as exploration, I'm going to really be interested to hear from companies, particularly the service companies at places like the Indaba and PDAC meetings, just as how they're going to cope with this so much more funding and so much bigger uh, programs of work for 2026 as far as manpower and scope and scale is concerned.
Yep, you don't want to be sitting around waiting for too long in your junior mining stock with no news if you're delayed with assays.
And
Um,
not just assays too, but things like much bigger geophysical surveys and longer lead times in order to get a new mineral resource estimate or a competent person statement released by a third party consultant. Things like that as well.
yeah. There's a few full year quarterly results updates. Where do you want to start with those, Paul?
Oh, I can start here, for instance, with gemfields, the colored gemstone producer that's multi-quoted on several exchanges. Full year results released of auction revenues for the year, $128.5 million US. Net debt position at US $39 million, but that was before the auction receivables yet to be accounted for of 20.5 million. They got a second processing plant underway in the Mozambique ruby production, and Kagem, the Zambian emerald mine project, is back up and running again, and that is back at where it's supposed to be as far as production rates is concerned. And they found an individual emerald there, which they've named Imbu, which is almost 12,000 carats in size. So that's an absolutely huge stone. So definitely a bragging piece for sure. And they'll put out formal financial statement uh, in their annual report with the 26th of March.
Very good. Anything else?
And we also had update from Sovereign Metals. They over the quarter that they had gotten approval over the quarter from the IFC for the IFC to become a principal financier of the or have the right to finance the Kasaya rutile mine in Malawi. And they also, in this recent quarter, worked up that they do have significant monazite, which is the rare earth mineral that holds the dysprosium terbium in the mineral sands. They do have that on the Kasaya property and will be recovered as part of the production process.
Very good. All right, Paul. That's over 8 minutes, so we'll call it a day there. Thanks very much.
Very good. See you then.
This podcast has been produced and edited by VSA Capital. It is intended for information purposes and not as investment advice. The information is intended for recipients who understand the risks associated with equity investments in smaller companies. Please do your own research and do not rely on a single source when making an investment decision. VSA Capital may derive fees from this content and seeks to do business with the companies mentioned.